Hey, welcome back to my channel. Doing this review on YouTube. Not YouTube. You people from Netflix. Now, I haven't watched Netflix in a while. I've been on HBO Max pretty heavy, BET Plus, and Peacock. And I saw that Eddie Murphy had a new movie coming out. Even though he's not the main character, I'm going to say Eddie Murphy has a new movie coming out. Right? So, I found out Kenya Barris is one of the writers, along with Jonah Hill, which is the main star, one of the main stars of this. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Kenya Barris's comedy. Like, I really couldn't get into Blackish. I definitely appreciate what he's done and respect his work, but most of his stuff that he has pinned to, I just don't get into that kind of comedy. And unfortunately, you people fell into that category of stuff that I just really couldn't get into. Now, it definitely wasn't a terrible movie, but I feel like the whole race relations thing was just exaggerated, and it was redundant, and it was just over and over. Like, the Jonah Hill's mom, you know, he's Jewish, and Laura London's character, her and her family are black and Muslim, right? So we're dealing with race differences and also religious differences as well. The thing, when I say redundant, I feel like the mom kept putting her foot in her mouth. Like, everything was just, and this is just an example. It probably wasn't in the movie, but she was saying stuff to this effect, like, I like your hair. Is it a weave, or is it, I could see something like that maybe once or twice, but every time she had any kind of contact with Laura London's character, it was that, and I felt like it was overkill. And stuff like when they were at the rehearsal dinner, Laura London and Jonah Hill were at their rehearsal dinner. Her friend, who is one of the city girls, I think her name's Carisha. Y'all gotta forgive me, I'm not really up on who's hot and all that. But she said, oh yeah, congrats on marrying a white guy. And it's like, who's really gonna say that at a wedding rehearsal dinner? Has it been said sometime in the history of mankind? Of course, but I just feel like some stuff. And then another example, when Eddie Murphy, and I'm sorry, I'm not using their character names, but Eddie Murphy, Jonah Hill, they went to the barbershop, and the black dudes were sitting there with hoodies on and looking all, and it's like, are they really going to respond like that to a white guy coming to the barbershop? Like, they're probably not even paying him any attention in real life. I just feel like they took stuff that does happen, but just put it under a magnifying glass. Maybe that was the point. I'm just saying, for me, it kind of made it cringy. It's like every time somebody got to talking about, on the subject of that, I was just like, okay, here we go again. I really actually had to kind of push through the movie. Just like when I'm reading books, once I get to a certain part, I try to push through, because it's like, let me check out the whole thing before I throw my opinion on it or whatever, right? I will say this, Eddie Murphy, as always, bodied his role. He was like this super pro black militant dude. And his first scene, he came in with a sweatshirt that said Fred Hampton was murdered. Like, he came in there on some like, yo, and then he started talking about, there's all these black people in here, their hair is getting curly and curlier, and I'm the only one in here with that, But there were some funny parts. Nia Long played Lord London's mother, and she's beautiful as always. She did a good part. Everybody's acting was good. You had a few heavy hitters in there. You had that one guy, I don't know his name, but he was in Blackish a lot. So I'm guessing him and Kenya are pretty cool, because he was in this. Not Anthony Hamilton, but hold on, y'all. Hold on. Anthony Anderson, I think is his name, who was the dad on Blackish. He was in it. He was one of the guys in the barbershop. So I like the collection of actors and actresses. Like I said, I feel like we're in a climate right now where politics, like race issues, gender, is very prominent in discussion. So you're going to see a lot of this in movies. I just feel like it was overkill in this movie. Now, this concept of an interracial couple meeting each other's parents has been done a few times before. The first time that I can think of was Guess Who with Sidney Poitier. And then, and I want to say 07 or 08, somewhere around that time, Bernie Mac and the guy from Punk'd, dang. They did Guess Who, no, I'm sorry, let me correct myself. Guess Who's Coming to Dinner was the one with Sidney Poitier. Guess Who was the one with Bernie Mac, where you had a black daughter and a white son, and of course Sidney Poitier is black and they had a white girlfriend. That was Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. So we've seen that before. The whole Meet the Family type themes are usually pretty good, like Meet the Fockers. And then there was one with David Alan Grier. I forgot what the name of it, but it was kind of like the same concept, only it wasn't race. Everybody was black, but you know the whole, let me meet your side of the family, you meet mine. So, yeah, and as far as reviews, it's pretty mixed. You have a lot of people, I was on Twitter earlier, and you have a lot of people that liked it. You have a lot of people that didn't. You have people like me who felt like it was just kind of a whole lot with the same stuff. Like the whole race relations thing, it was just, I feel like it could have been done a little bit more creatively. But yeah, that's my spill on it. Just came out on the 27th on Netflix. Check it out. And speaking of Netflix, this whole not sharing passwords thing, what are we gonna do, y'all? Because I use my mom's. I said I'm not paying $20 a month for something I don't watch that much of. I use my mother, so who knows? This might be the last month or two of Netflix reviews for moi, because I just don't want to pay that $20 a month, and I only watch it a few times a year. But anyway, thank you for tuning in, y'all. Again, I love my subscribers. I got a handful of y'all holding it down, staying there with me, all right? As always, peace and blessings. Until next time.